I think I gotta save a problem. I can't save a dollar.
So you from East Baltimore, right? All right. So tell me a little bit. What was it like, growing up in East Baltimore?
Growing up East Baltimore, I ain't gonna say it was like a love story, but I didn't have to really go through as much as a lot of people did growing up, because I had what I would call big brothers that wanted me to succeed, seeing what I had going on, even at a young age with DJing, music, and stuff like that. So they kind of kept me out of the streets and more focused on what I was going to do as far as music and stuff like that. So it was a great experience, growing up. Of course, growing up in Baltimore is not easy at all, but, I didn't have it as hard as a lot of people, because I had those older guys that took care of them type of bad things, you feel me, growing up in the city that I necessarily didn't have to do, because they seen the future in me. So I appreciate that shit for real.
Okay. Now, do you feel like DJing was your ultimate goal growing up?
Not at first.
Okay.
I always had a love for music, but I just did like different things. So when I was young, I would like play drums. I learned how to play like the bass guitar. I tried a little bit of guitar. I even was in like a choir for real. Like I just fell in love with music at a young age. So anything that I felt like was interested in as far as music, I would attempt. And then one day, me and my brother at the time, he had a father that DJ'd a lot. So we would go help him like pick up crates, put the equipment together and shit like that for real. And just seeing how the crowd reacted to him when he DJ'd, that made me fall in love with it a little bit more than I was doing like drumming, because it was 1,000 drummers at the time.
Right.
So it was like, if you weren't going to focus in on being the best drummer, then that wasn't really for me. I wanted to be the best at whatever I was going to do. So I fell in love with DJing, went hard for it, went crazy. I put myself through training camp for like 2 years, just learning the basics, the fundamentals of it. And I fell in love with it, and now we're here today. The sky's the limit.
All right, for sure. What made you choose the name, DJ Major? Why Major?
So it's crazy because I actually had two DJ names before I decided to be DJ Major. My first DJ name, I let a female pick it. I don't know why the fuck she wanted me to be DJ Savage, but that was my first DJ name for like a week. And then I went down to being DJ Lil Penny on some joking shit. And next came DJ Major. Like, I don't even really remember where DJ Major came from, but I remember like everything I used to say was like, damn, that's major. Like everything I wanted to do, it had to be major. Like it had to be something big, it had to be something out of ordinary, like a different experience for real. So that's when I said, fuck it, let's be DJ Major.
Okay.
And I've been rocking with that ever since.
All right. So what was your first experience, actually DJing, maybe at a party or an event? Like, what was your first experience?
My first experience DJ, so when I first started DJing, like I said, me and my brother, we was like a team.
Right.
So he would DJ like the hip hop, R&B music, stuff like that. I first learned how to DJ with club music. Okay. So I would DJ like the club music set, and then I would host a party for it, let him DJ. When I first started DJing, I probably would DJ maybe like 30 minutes to an hour every party, because I only really knew how to like DJ club music. Like I got that down pat for my first time learning how to DJ, stepping out there on the party tip. So, you know what I'm saying? I started with club music for real. I would DJ like 30 minutes to an hour every party we would do. And he would do the rest of the party being the trap or R&B, and I would host for real. So that's how I started. We was a team for real. And then, once he went to college and stuff like that, I had to pick up more features about music, had to learn different type of music and stuff like that. So, yeah, but that's why I got a love for club music so much, because that was like the first thing that I learned how to DJ for real.
Okay. And now you're obviously DJing everywhere around the nation right now. So how do you compare where you are now to where you first began?
Oh, bad. I would say I wouldn't even have thought that I would be as big as I am when I first started. And I feel like I'm still nowhere as of yet because, you know, every time you get to another level, there's always another level to hit, you know? So I'm like never satisfied. But when I first DJed, I wouldn't have said that I would be like DJing on festivals and shit like that for real. Like, it wasn't never my goal. It was just always just to be great. So whatever being great took me to, that's where we was gonna go at with it. You feel me? So, but like when I first started, my goal was to DJ in the Paradox. You feel me?
Okay.
Started out in the back room of the Paradox.
Yeah.
Worked my way, grinding my way up. Started DJing in the main room of the Paradox.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, you know, I just look at I look at my now level as it's never completed. I got to go to the next level for whatever I do.
Okay. So, what's the biggest challenge you think as a DJ you faced? You know.
My bad, man. You got to like to try these real good when you smoke. It wasn't hitting for real. You see me try to keep lighting it up.
Nah, all right,
you gotta give it up. You got to taste that candy, man. That shit crazy. But you said what are my challenges?
Yeah, what do you think the biggest challenge that you probably have faced as a DJ so far?
Biggest challenges. Now, when you say biggest challenge, do you mean just DJing wise, or just
overall?
DJing is like a tough business because it's not really like, I ain't gonna say it's not respectable, but it's tough when you in Baltimore for real, as far as business wise. So that would be like the only challenging thing is just pretty much getting people to understand that DJing is a real job. It's a real career. It takes real time. We put a lot of energy into it, a lot of dedication. So that would probably be the only tough thing that I would have. Now being a little bit more busier, I would say just keeping up with the new music.
Right.
But that's not like really a challenge once you just like put yourself in training camp for real.
Okay. And you keep mentioning this training camp and that you put yourself through training. So if you can give us like a few examples, like what kind of training did you have to go through to get to the level you are today?
So, like we used to have like, I would say like 2 days, like football. We would treat that shit like football for real. In the basement of my brother's grandmother's crib, we set up 2 different DJ setups, and we would just be playing music, playing different type of music, seeing what music makes sense, to flow with each other, to blend with each other, learning how to blend music, learning how to do tricks and stuff like that for real, so that we can create a great show. So we would just train ourselves on different music all the time, whether it be club music, hip hop, Latino music, Spanish music, Jew music, like all type of music, just skits,
right,
acapellas, instrumentals, things of that nature, just the whole 9 yards as far as when it's just learning music and how it can blend together for real, making it sound good pretty much.
Okay, that's tough. So, what's your? I know you probably have a few favorite, events or concerts or whatnot that you have, you DJ'd at. But to you, what's your probably? I'll say your top 3.
Top 3 events that I've DJ'd. Definitely the 5th Regiment on Easter.
Okay.
Rolling Loud, and it used to be a club back in the day called the 5 Seasons. We was talking about residencies. That used to be my residency for real.
Okay.
So that would be my top 3.
Okay. And talking about residencies, what's the if you find the importance to having one, do you think it's better to be like stay independent as a DJ and just get solo gigs, or do you want to go and search for a place to stay?
It all depends on your flow. If you're comfortable or you're never satisfied. See, a lot of people comfortable, so they'll run up a check all year at one spot and call it home. And people know when you come to that spot, you're going to see that DJ. People know when you come to that spot, you're going to hear that type of music because that's his house. So it's not a bad thing to have in your own house because of the fact that you already know what you're getting yourself into and you don't really got to worry about nothing else. But it's also good to move around as well because let's say your house burned down. You got to go find another house. Feel me? Rather if you already moving around in multiple spots and in different locations, you just constantly moving around and keep your options open.
Okay. And how do you, like on the financial side of DJing, how do you stay, like how do you stay afloat basically with the DJing?
What you mean about like staying afloat?
Like how do you keep the income coming in?
As far as like what you charge?
Yeah, as far as charge, how you booking gigs, like to stay consistent so you don't have to, you know.
I mean, as far as me, I charge what I think I'm worth.
Right.
So I necessarily don't accept gigs that's under my worth.
Okay.
But that goes along with being a hustler and having other things going on because you might be from a place like Baltimore where they don't necessarily believe in paying a certain price for a DJ.
Right.
But you got to still keep it going because, you know, this is your career. See, I learned at an early age to not necessarily depend on just DJing, just being behind the booth, but learn other things in music so that you can be financially stable. So that's how I keep afloat. You know, but other people do like things like baby showers, weddings. It's all different type of things. It's just clubs that you can DJ. Like me, I also own a sound company.
Right.
So when I'm not DJing, my sound company is making money and things of that nature. So it's other things that you can do other than just DJing parties all the time.
Okay. And talking about the other things that you do besides DJing, so you have a sound company. You also have is it a studio involved with the sound company?
Right. So the studio is more so on the label side.
Okay.
I'm invested into Blue Benjamin World.
Right.
That's my family. That's my brothers. You know, we all came together and decided to go in business with each other. One of the greatest business partners I ever had in my life, and also, like I said, my brothers. Like, got love for them outside of business, outside of the music. So, yeah. So, like I said, we just got a bunch of different things going on. Whereas though the sound company is more so my area, the studio is more so on like the label side, stuff like that. So that goes back to saying like just having different things going on other than just one thing. Because like I said, like you can become a great financial ability in DJing, but you gotta do other shit. You feel me? Like you gotta put your money other way and in other places to make that happen. You don't see Khaled DJing no more, basic. You feel me?
Right.
He making songs and stuff like that. DJ Mustard, they started out in clubs, but now he make beats. You feel me? So it's just all about growing to the next level in music, other than just wanting to just be behind the DJ booth for the rest of your life.
That's facts. Do you feel like a lot of DJs don't get the attention they deserve, or do you feel like it's you like it the way it is?
DJs definitely don't get the attention they deserve. There's a lot of hard work that goes into DJing.
Right.
Like I said, so I feel like it's kind of half-half though. It's kind of the DJ's fault, and it's kind of like the perception of DJs because people don't necessarily people respect DJing when it makes sense for them.
Right.
But they don't respect it when it comes down to what that guy or that girl has to do to be that DJ. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I feel like people should start respecting it more because we're a big thing in music. You see DJs all the time dropping songs, creating vibes. And like I said, if without a DJ, you don't have a party. right? The promoter can show up with all his people. The host can show up with his mic. But if the DJ is not there, all that shit is not going to work.
Right.
What the host going to talk for 4 hours just on a mic? So then you got to fucking interview.
Right.
You feel me? So without the DJ, the nightlife music doesn't have a heartbeat.
And essentially, I feel like without the DJ, the artists won't get their music out there.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I agree with that at a certain time.
Okay.
I feel like we play a big part in music, yes, but times have changed. Times have definitely changed. So
Okay.
you don't really. I'm not gonna say you don't need a DJ to get your music out there because they make so many times. You have the internet now.
Right.
So without a DJ, it can go crazy on the internet and it'll get out there. You see it done all the time on TikTok. I tell people now, when people come and ask me like, yo, I want you to play my music, all right, you have to have a goal for that. Because if you don't have a goal, I'm just playing your shit.
Right, that's fact.
I'm not helping you with your career. I'm just playing your shit in the club. But if I see your shit going crazy on TikTok and 20,000 people looking at it or doing the dance that you did, then that's having an impact.
Right.
Now, if you want to see DJs have impacts in the club. People might dance to your shit. People might get lit. You feel me? But is it going to get you booked for shows? Is it going to get you to a label? That's going to take time, especially when all the DJ is doing is playing your record.
That makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. Do you feel like, matter of fact, what do you feel like artists need to do to, because I know you work closely with a lot of, artists that are on a very successful path. So what do you feel like more artists need to do to be go towards that right path?
Just market their music and don't only look at only outlet to get your music famous in the DJ. Because like I said, we have the internet now. Back then we didn't have the internet. All you had is radio stations and clubs. Now you got all these social media networks, blogs, endless amount of things that you can do to make your music visible. You feel me? So, yeah, you just got to market. And that's a tough thing because even down to my company, we haven't found like the right person that's like a marketing genius. That, you feel me? So it's all about trusting the right person that they're gonna get your shit where it need to go at too, for real. It's all about believing in what we call a machine. So if you don't have a machine, you gotta find a machine.
Right.
But the hardest thing about a machine is finding the right machine.
Right.
It's like a car. If you can buy a BMW. 20 years down the line, that shit might start fucking up on it to where as though it get to no return. That's how I look at like the high labels. Like you might have a good run on them if you keep pushing. If they're gonna push for you as long as you keep pushing.
Right.
Nobody's gonna give you anything. So you just gotta create a marketing network for yourself to get your shit out there. And creating a marketing network is creating relationships. So you gotta create relationships with other people other than just trying to get to the DJ.
Facts. What do you feel like the biggest, because knowing that you have your hands in a few things, what do you feel like your biggest advantage is to the game?
My biggest advantage to the game is that I found out about music business. I found out about the nightlife industry. So a lot of DJs aren't equipped. A lot of DJs have great gifts, have great talents, and can make incredible sounds when they play music. But when they step out that DJ booth, a lot of DJs don't have the business mindset to make it a career. You see what I'm saying? So I think my greatest advantage is that I found a way to make it a career and step outside of just the norm of just being a DJ and playing music and understanding business more and how I could grow business-wise. Because at the end of the day, DJing is a business. So you have to learn the business of it and grow with the business. Just like any other business, you have to grow with the business. So I've learned how to, and I'm still learning how to take DJing from just like a fun activity to a business.
Okay. So, and I know you gave me your favorite, your top 3 events, you know, that you spun at. But I want you to tell us the top people that you've, you know, been able to DJ for.
Top people that be able to DJ for?
Yeah.
Damn. What, like, you want a top 3?
You can do top 3 or just in any order, to be honest.
Scooter. Rilo. Young LB. Sleepy and Beezy.
Okay.
Damn, I DJ for a lot of people. I fuck with Ari the Dawn. I just recently DJ'd for her. Okay. I fuck with her vibe, for real. If you turn her up, she gonna vibe with you, for real. I fuck with Ari.
Okay.
I'm DJ for a lot of celebrities, but yeah. I wouldn't say like it was fun DJing for them. Some people, every celebrity isn't like fun to DJ for. Like sometimes it's just a job. Sometimes you go in there and play your music and then you're done. Like you feel me? So, yeah. I mean, I DJ'd for Moneybag, but I don't. That experience wasn't really like my. I wouldn't say it was my top for real.
Okay.
So they some of those people though.
Yeah, you definitely touch a lot of hands here and there. Okay,
for sure.
So, what's the best part about being able to DJ and travel now?
The best part about it is being able to see how people react to music. Because in Baltimore, we play a certain type of way.
Right.
So when you take that way and take it to another state and they accept it and you ain't gotta like switch it up, I can like be myself.
Right.
That's like the best thing about it because I can play music over here. I can play the type of music that I play over here. I can go to LA and play that too and mix it with their music. And the way that I DJ, they are respected more because I'm really talented at DJing. So that'd be the best thing is like seeing the reaction on different type of people's faces when you DJ.
Okay. And I know you just DJ. It's not the first time they had it, but the Smoke Fest here in Baltimore.
Yeah. Shout out to Charm City.
Definitely shout out to them. How was that to you, and how you feel about the whole event?
That event I enjoyed because one, it was in my city,
right, and
it was a smoke festival, so it was like really lit the DJ a big ass festival like that in the middle of my city, and it was over east, so right. I'm from over East Baltimore, so that was like really like lit to like be in the middle of East Baltimore doing what I love to do for real.
Right. Okay.
So that was probably the greatest experience.
Okay. Definitely. And I want you to give some advice to upcoming DJs, because I know there's same way there's a lot of rappers out there. There's a lot of DJs out there as well too. Right. You know, and some people are artists and DJs. You know, rapping, making DJs, singing, doing DJ. So what advice could you give to somebody that's trying to lock in on the DJing tip?
Well, the first advice I would do is know and understand how you play, because and however you play, make sure it's different than the next DJ, because that's going to take you the farthest. Like I said, you can talk all the shit you want, you can have all the millions of followers on Instagram, but when it comes down when you press play, that's when you're going to be judged the most. So I would tell a lot of DJs to study their craft first, because a lot of DJs like to just jump out there and the craft don't add up to what you're saying or what you're doing. So that's the best advice I can tell a DJ. Like I can tell you to learn the business and all that other shit, but you can get to all them levels and your craft ass, that's not gonna take you nowhere. So I would say learn your style of DJing and the music. Learn your music the way you like to DJ for real. Perfect your craft.
Okay, for sure. And I want you to tell us if you have any upcoming gigs coming up, any events you want to let us know. I
got a bunch of shit coming up. You just got to tune in for real. I might be here today and then get booked for LA tomorrow. So you just gotta tune in for real. Follow me at DJ Major 1. Just tune in. I got a tour coming up in Miami in July, but I know I'm gonna be doing some greater shit before that. But that's just some that shit that a nigga got deposited for already. So yeah, July, the Rolling Major Experience Tour. You feel me? I'm traveling across the whole Florida. I'm starting in, I think, Orlando. I'm starting in Orlando, going to Tampa, and now I'm in Miami. One of my favorite places to DJ as well. So yeah, just tune in for real.
All right, y'all.
I throw a party or something coming up.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm itching to throw a party for real. I'm itching to DJ in Baltimore too, but the price gotta be right.
Y'all hear the price gotta be right. You know what's going on.
Sure.
DJ Major. Follow him at DJ1, DJ Major 1.
Let's go.
Everywhere, go book him now. Make sure that price right. We got La Boca in the building.
Yeah, let's go. We taking shots at Lil Boca on the Ocho Cino day. So for the rest of the day, don't call me Major, call me Samaj.
Y'all heard it.
That's my Mexican name and shit.
Y'all heard it. Appreciate you coming through.
Already, champ. Appreciate you for having me.
All right. Hostile Sundays. Appreciate y'all. Keep watching.
Yeah, let's go.
Few more racks, you might as well go and get a kid. All these hoes on me.